Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh, that's cute hair. I'm not wearing any makeup, look like I'm 12 years old. So today's I'm so tired. It's like 8 p.m. and I feel like I'm ready for bed. Such a grandma. Today's video, well today/tomorrow, I'm gonna be filming a video about getting my eyebrows microbladed. I'm really excited. I've wanted to get my eyebrows microbladed for a long time. Basically, if you don't know what microblading is, it's like multiple needles and it only scrapes the first layer of your skin, so that's why it's not permanent and doesn't leave like scarring, but it's enough to leave a semi-permanent tattoo, and that's why it lasts between 1 to 2 years. This is what my eyebrows look like. The fronts of them, okay, so I've always been like really insecure about my eyebrows. I always fill them in just because I feel like they're really light. But like the main reason why I'm so insecure about my eyebrows is because when I was in 4th grade, there was this girl who told me that I had caterpillar eyebrows. And the next day was picture day, and I didn't want to have caterpillar eyebrows in my school picture, so I tried to wax them, I guess, but I was in 4th grade, so I didn't really know how to do that. So I got duct tape, and I put it in the middle of my brows. Yeah, so it didn't end very well. Obviously, I duct tape off the middle of my eyebrows, and ever since then, they've never grown back. Like, you can kind of see, like, little hairs here. But, like, yeah, I used to have hair all right here. And now I don't. Shout out to 4th grade me. But, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm kind of annoyed because I really wanted to make this into a vlog. But I messaged a lady first just to see if she was okay with me filming. And she told me no, so yeah, awkward. The second half of this video, I'm going to be doing like a Q&A. People have a lot of questions when it comes to microblading because, I mean, it's fairly new. And I know when I wanted to get my eyebrows microbladed, I had a ton of questions. I'm just not going to let someone come near my face with a needle without knowing what's going on first, you know? So this is what my eyebrows are looking like. This is day 3. They're kind of red. I don't want to touch them because I'm not supposed to, but they look pretty natural. Right now they're really dark. That's part of the healing process. They're supposed to be pretty dark today. So this is day 5. They're supposed to be peeling by now, but I can see them. They're not peeling at all yet. They are a little dry on the end. They're probably gonna start flaking probably tomorrow or the next day. But I've been following all of her instructions, so I'm hoping that I'm gonna get some good results. But there are some spots though I think will end up being patchy once they're done healing towards the ends. But yeah, so that's day 5. My brows are flaking so bad. Like, if your eyebrows could have dandruff, that's what this would look like. Today's the 19th. So today is day 8 then. It's supposed to be like day 5 through day 10 is supposed to be the flakiest, so it makes sense. What's up, guys? So it's day 11. yeah. Day 11, after I had my eyebrows microbladed, I'm just gonna go over the Q&A portion of this video and like any like tips I have. So I have a few questions, but first, before I go over the questions, I'm just gonna show you like what my eyebrows are looking like right now. Okay, so you can see they're kind of dry. They're still in like the stage where they're dry. I have a spoolie actually. I'll show you. So they're like flaking. You're not really supposed to mess with the flakes, but they've definitely faded a lot since you first did them. I'm just gonna show you this little grab bag she gave me. She put this, which I'm assuming it's Vaseline or Aquaphor or something. You're supposed to put like a rice size portion on both brows. So like 1 grain of rice size is supposed to fit on both brows. And you're supposed to use a Q-tip, so she put a few Q-tips in here. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to rub it on, and then with the other side, wipe off all the excess. She put a spoolie in there. Basically just to like brush through your brows every day. I didn't do that every day just because, especially when my brows started flaking, I didn't want to pull off like the flakes, because you'll pull off the pigment with it if you like brush too hard. You're not supposed to do that. So also she put a care card in here, and I'm gonna go through all the aftercare instructions, but first I'm gonna go through like what the process was actually like and everything. So what is the process and how long does it take? Okay, so when I got there, she basically asked me like what I didn't like about my brows, what I wanted to fix, which for me personally was the very front of my brows. Like I told you guys, I duct taped them off when I was younger and they never grew back. And then my ends, like I feel like they should be a little longer, so I told her those are the 2 spots that seem like the lightest. So the longest part is her mapping out your face. So she takes a string. Somehow my puppy got my ointment. Anyways. Okay, so she takes a string that has like so the closest thing I can think of to describe what she puts on the string is eyeliner, because so she takes a string and she like measures it across your face, and then she like wobbles it back and forth, and it like leaves a line so that like they're even, and she kind of traces them out. I originally thought I wanted my eyebrows to go like in even more, but like once she actually did them, I was like, ah no, I definitely don't want them to go in anymore. But after she does that, she like draws, erases, and it takes like at least took like an hour just to map out how my eyebrows were gonna be. And then she shows you this chart. It goes off of like your hair color, your skin tone, and the color your eyebrows already are, and you choose like what color you want your eyebrows to be. And I ended up doing a medium brown, and they match my eyebrows pretty well. I think, I don't know yet, I might get darker pigment next time I go for my touch up. So the whole process took me 3.5 hours. When she actually like does the microblading, I feel like it took like 20 minutes, and then another 10 just to like do like little touch-ups. Like I would be like, I want like 2 more hairs here, and I want this to be longer, so she would just like do them one by one to make sure like that's what I wanted, because obviously you can always add more but you can't take away. So after she drew out the lines on my face and I was like content with how they were gonna look, she went over the eyeliner and with surgical marker, and she erased everything else on my face, and then she put numbing cream on, and I had to sit for like 20 minutes for it to kick in. Then after the numbing cream kicked in, I had to start the actual microblading. So with the microblade, it's only like, there's like 4 little needles, and she kind of just like draws it out, and it's like, you definitely can hear the scraping noise. It's not as bad as everyone says it is though. I brought headphones just in case I needed them, but I didn't end up needing them. It was fine. After that, she puts another layer of numbing cream on and lets it sit for like 2 minutes, and since there's already like cuts in your eyebrow, it soaks in faster. And after the second numbing cream, I could barely feel anything. Like I could hear it, but I could barely feel it. There's definitely like the first round that was more uncomfortable than anything. So what is the pain level? Okay, so I think the pain level would only be like a 5, maybe even a 4. I was definitely nervous to get it done because, you know, it's like a blade on your face, and when I got my tattoo it was pretty uncomfortable, so I was pretty nervous, but it didn't hurt. Like, it was uncomfortable more than anything. It kind of felt like a pinching. It also kind of burned though. When she was done like scraping, she would like lay the pigment on my eyebrows, and that burned definitely. But it really wasn't that bad. I would do it again. It's kind of more like annoying, like, oh, stop touching my face kind of thing, but obviously she's not gonna stop touching your face because she's doing what she's supposed to do. How much did it cost? So the girl I went to, she charges $5.50, but she was doing a special where if you pay in cash, you get $100 off. So it was $4.50, and then I tipped $25, so it ended up being $4.75, which is like pretty decent because a lot of places will charge between, I'd say like $250 and $800. How much does it hurt compared to threading and waxing? So I don't think waxing hurts at all. I'd say waxing is like a 1. So it definitely is like more uncomfortable than waxing. And then threading, I've only ever had threading done once, so I don't know, threading is kind of annoying because it's like plucking like a few little hairs at a time. I'd rather just wax it all off. So I feel like that's probably still not as uncomfortable as microblading. How long does it last? Okay, so they say between 1 and 3 years, but honestly, like after I got my eyebrows done, I was like, wow, these look perfect. But as like the days go on, it shrinks and it fades, and not all the pigment stays there. So even though it says 1 to 3 years, I honestly don't think it would last 3 years. The girl I went to said that you should get it touched up every year after your 6-month appointment. Or 6 month, I meant 6 weeks. So after your first appointment, you get a 6-week touch up, and then after your 6-week touch up, you're supposed to get it touched up once a year to keep it looking as good as it should. And when you get it touched up once a year, she only charges $225 every year. So she also showed me, like, she had her eyebrows microbladed, but since she's pregnant, she didn't she wasn't allowed to like continue getting her eyebrows microbladed, so she had to fill them in. And she showed me some like strokes on the front of her brow that she had done like a year and a half ago, and they still looked pretty good. So I would say it would last like 1 to 2 years for sure. Was it worth it? So far I definitely think it was worth it. It does seem like a lot of money, and for a while I just like didn't know if I want to spend that much on my eyebrows, but honestly doing my eyebrows every day gets really annoying. But at this point I feel like I might like if the touch-up fades as much as the original appointment fades, I might honestly still want to fill my brows in just a little. So as of right now, I think it's worth it. I kind of have to see like the full effect to know if it actually is worth it or not. Like if I have to keep filling my eyebrows in, then I don't know if it's worth it. But I definitely like how like it's filled out my face. Like it changes like my face. You don't have like gaps all right here, which is nice. So, and since my eyebrows were like one of my biggest insecurities, I definitely do think it's worth it. So I'm gonna go over the aftercare card she gave me before I go over like some of my tips, so it'll make more sense. After the procedure, for the first 2 days, frequently clean the eyebrows by wetting a cotton pad and very gently wipe away any lymph fluid that may have built up in the brow area and gently pat dry. Okay, so after you first get your eyebrows microbladed, you want to do this 10 times in the first hour, and then after that you only have to do once every hour. And then after that, you just do it once in the morning, once at night. So lymph fluid is basically like the clear stuff that comes out of your brows when they like cut them, and that will come out and it'll help it heal, which you want it to heal, but you don't want it to scab, because if it scabs, then the scab will fall off, and then so will the pigment. So you want to like wipe away the fluid. So I just used a wet Q-tip, and I would wipe over my brows, and I'd use the other side, and I'd dry my brows. And I just do that all the time. And then it says, gently apply a very small amount of ointment as needed. Over applying ointment will affect color retention. Please use ointment sparingly. So I've only used ointment, I think 2, maybe 3 times since I got my eyebrows done. Like I didn't want to use that. Like even if they were a little dry, I wouldn't put the ointment on there just because I really didn't want the ink to fade. So use it only if you really need it. Do not immerse eyebrow area in water for 2 weeks. Avoid brow area when showering. So I'm just gonna put in one of the tips that I have here. So before I would shower, I would wash my face before I got in the shower. That way it was a lot easier to control where the water's going on your face and everything. And I know when I wash my face in the shower, I'll just like go right underneath the water and I'll let it spray all over my face, but I haven't been doing that obviously. Even though it's day 11, I'm supposed to wait until after day 14 to immerse my face in water, but I have been. I don't really think it's made a huge difference though. It says no makeup on brows for at least 10 days. So I haven't been wearing makeup like these past 11 days. I haven't worn makeup even once. So, because I really don't want to like deal with getting stuff in my eyebrows, especially when they were healing, because that would have burned, and also it would have been hard to clean. I didn't want them to get infected or anything, so I just didn't wear makeup. Says to avoid the following activities for a minimum of 10 days. So swimming, exercise, hot yoga, steam room, sauna, jacuzzi, etc. So the steam will obviously like break down the pigment in your brow, so you don't want to sweat, and you don't want steam near your brows. Avoid exposure to sunlight until after treated areas healed. It's like same with tattoos. Avoid use of moisturizers, face creams, and sunblock on forehead and eyebrows for 2 weeks. Okay, so I don't really know why it says on forehead. I know when she did my eyebrows, some of the pigment was all over my forehead, and I didn't even know it until like later when I was washing my face, and it definitely dried out my forehead. So I needed moisturizer on my face. I don't know why. I mean, maybe it could like seep from your forehead to your eyebrows, but as long as you're like going above your eyebrows, I would say it's fine to moisturize your forehead. Do not scratch, rub, or pick the treated area. This can cause lots of pigment loss. Please let any dead skin exfoliate off naturally. So it's very tempting when your eyebrows get to a certain stage to like peel off the chunks like of dead skin that come off. You shouldn't do that, because every like piece of skin you pull off forcefully, it pulls off like pigment with it. So I just use my little spoolie and I brush through it so that it doesn't come off. Touching the treated area with dirty hands can cause an infection. If you must touch the area, use only a clean cotton swab, cotton pad. Yeah, so before you're like cleaning your eyebrows, you should wash your hands. It's pretty self-explanatory. Beware if you sleep on your side or stomach that you're not rubbing your face into your pillow at night while sleeping, causing friction. So basically, she said this so many times during my appointment. She's like, do not motorboat your pillow at night. I know a lot of people sleep on their stomach. I do. I still slept on my stomach. I mean, my first night, my eyebrows were so stiff and I didn't want to touch them at all. So I kind of like laid on my side and my pillow would be like here, and my eyebrow like wouldn't even touch my pillow. So some people may take longer to heal than others. She was telling me a bunch of horror stories that could happen, and honestly it started making me feel nauseous as she was telling me, but my healing process has been completely fine. It's normal for the treated area to appear much darker for the first 5 days after treatment. Yeah, okay, so literally like right after I got mine done, like within hours, they started looking so dark, and I was like, I didn't mind because, I mean, I like having dark eyebrows, but they're not dark at all anymore. They're in the stage where they're getting light. It is normal for some areas to fade more than others. This is why touch-up is required 4 to 6 weeks after initial treatment. So one of the tips that I have is to hang a towel over your shower so that when you're in the shower you can dab off your eyebrows. That's what I did because obviously you're in the shower, your face is gonna get somewhat wet. Another thing she says is just like leave them alone. Like, I know you want to like touch them and brush them with your spoolie constantly, but the best thing to do so that they heal well is to just leave them alone. It says not to wear makeup on your brows, but in general I would just try not wearing makeup at all, because when you go to wash your face, you know, your makeup gets like everywhere and it's like oily and it's just a mess. So try to avoid wearing makeup if you can. But those are all the tips and questions that I have. So I'm gonna end this video. Bye guys.